everyone. You may be wondering, Bakineko, why are you not doing VTuber right now? Well, that would be because I don't really plan to right now. I've been having problems with streaming gameplay as VTuber, so I'm going to try to just going back to mask on my Bakineko mask and all that, back like when I did before. But anyhow, today we'll be reacting to Death Battle's newest, well, Death Battle, self-explanatory, of Yugi vs. Ash. Let us see if they could piss me off.
Right, Pikachu?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Fly!
Ash Ketchum versus Yugi Moto.
The biggest question from the playground. Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh? He's whiz.
This is gonna. Let's see.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. This is a big episode. Just look at how long it is. So thanks.
Yeah, that's fair. I will pause at times to mention stuff. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. I've been a diehard Yu-Gi-Oh fan, but still, that's why if they call, because I may not be the biggest Pokemon fan. I've not seen all the anime and all that, but if they still mad stuff, but they could still very well piss me off. Honestly, frankly, I think the most recent season of them has been kind of a miss most episodes. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Giorno Joker one, I'd agree, is one I agree with 100%, but this is going to be one that's very decisive because, well, these are juggernauts.
Thanks to our sponsor, Mad Mushroom, for helping us make it happen.
Yeah, go check out Mad Mushroom's newest game.
It's on Steam now.
I'm just
know
gonna
what
skip.
that meant yet.
How about
I'm just going to
the
skip it
kids
there.
get their first one at age 10?
I'm just skipping their ad segments. Here we go.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Oh, the kids get their first one at age 10. If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master.
Okay, to be honest, I fell very much off that one. Okay, so I need to pause it sometimes because that's real. There's no way that's real. Don't worry about my phone. But there's no way that can be real. Let's see. I don't have my phone on me right now, so I can't really check. But I'm going to assume that's real because it's not that surprising, actually, I think about it. Okay, Rotom Pokédex, Rotom phone. Okay, from my knowledge of the Sun and Moon anime, from what I've seen very little of it, that means he just would be using Gigavolt Havoc. He has others. Dynamax Man, I have not seen the most journey, to be honest. Okay, so you're giving him all. Okay.
Though he didn't really know what that meant yet.
How about taking down your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was? Better than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon League tournament.
So Oak hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu. And what? He's
I-
your problem now, stupid.
Pikachu was
Remember when Pikachu used to?
the new duo.
Remember when Pikachu used to actually be very chunky? I miss Chonkachu. He's cuter. He's cuter much when he's pudgier.
Had a rocky start, but after an intense first day together, the rest, as they say, is history.
25 seasons, over 1,200
Okay, that's a lot.
episodes, and the cornerstone of 2000s culture. Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great Pokemaniac journey.
We should note we are prioritizing the anime that Ash is from, which often differs from the original games that inspired it.
Ash is equipped with tons of Pokeballs and an all-knowing Pokedex. That's also a Pokemon, but in a fight, Ash
So you're
easily
giving him
chooses
Rotom?
Pikachu.
That is my
Give the
question.
yellow red enough voltage and you'll regret it. Even ground types that would be immune to.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, from my knowledge of almost every single Yu-Gi-Oh battle, okay, electric and steel. I mean that would mean. Okay, so it oh, the only card that really, so it can tank a. I mean, actually, another thing we have seen in Pikachu be weak to other godly electricity. So I'm pretty sure Zekrom and, well, Slife would be on the same power scale. He probably just had to. No, so if even if it's orbs, that would probably just mean that the only one that can really that he can handle is, well, Summon Skull. Ground type, so it's not really like that. Steel. I guess that's just that's the Magnet Warriors as well. I mean, there's Lightning Blade, so that type. May induce. Note that says Yugi. Thunderbolt.
Electric
Nothing
attacks
that
in the
I
game can't
I
stop if this
can really
Pikachu dishes out.
Yet
Yugi
somehow
worry.
Ash is just fine after repeatedly getting zapped by this same electricity. Over time, Pikachu learned Volt Tackle, Electro Web, Electro Ball, and
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! The perfect attack for outgoing flamboyant thieves and air balloons.
Yeah, I
Looks
love
like
that.
they're blasting off again.
Bye,
so
T-Rocket.
clearly the anime doesn't follow the game rules. Like when Pikachu shot himself with his own thunder while on Swellow, who, you know, is vulnerable to lightning.
But somehow they used thunder as a super armor. He even learned how
That
to
makes no
deflect
sense.
attacks by just spinning really fast. Whee!
Speaking of fast,
That makes no
Pikachu
sense.
has intercepted lightning, but Quick Attack increases
Okay.
that speed even more.
And his Iron Tail really pairs well with Ash's offensive style. The guy plays crazy, opting for big damage over stalling.
Ash's style is so unusual that when a robot scanned his tactics, it exploded.
As the great philosophers put it, if it works, is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's
Yes,
bond
it is,
tight-knit
Boomstick,
and brought them
yes.
new allies.
It
Misty,
is so
Brock,
fucking stupid.
Serena, just to name a few. Underneath the stubbornness and crispy bikes, they are loyal friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting box. Ash's League ID won't let him carry more than 6 at a time, but if he needs them, they'll all come running.
Water types like Squirtle and Lapras are key in seafaring fights, and Ash can combine their water attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his Weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is fine. Now he's using Ice Aqua Battering Ram.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and
That makes no
Torterra
sense,
induce
but
status
okay.
effects and heal with Synthesis.
But Sceptile's a menace. Yeah, so you got a big, scary Darkrai. Eat this Leaf Blade, Smeargle victim! Or that's what I would say if Tobias didn't action replay a frickin' Latios. Give my man a win, 4Kids.
Well, 4Kids just did the localization. They didn't write the show.
They just get me heated. Almost as much as in
To quote myself many times over, say what you want about 4Kids, but damn, they knew how to make openings. Every Yu-Gi-Oh opening they've made is good. I had to stop and think because I'm trying to remember if Yu-Gi-Oh! Sasmins was them for the American one, which was not really just the background. At least it was better than the Japanese opening. But yeah, that for the most part, 4Kids knows how to make good openings. I mean, that's the pirate rap, the fucking pirate rap. I should check to see if anyone has comment. No. So yeah.
Name's Flare Blitz. Then I'll set my Inferno to overdrive, get my revenge, and Incineroar.
Ash had a fiery passion for reaching the top ASAP, but Charizard wasn't on board. Pursuing pride over packs, Ash lost the Viridian Force for the trees and fumbled the Indigo League.
Harsh lesson, but one he needed. Ash started bonding with Pokemon
Grass
at a
types.
deeper level, and that friendship
Hey.
motivated them to dodge
Oh,
light
more or less
speed
the
moves
easy
like
ones.
Solar Beam and Psybeam.
Charizard came around too. He's the last one you want to see on the field. Even if you have a Blastoise like Gary, Ash will call for the most unexpected signature move.
Seismic Toss! The people's elbow of Pokemon.
Heh.
Charizard's so strong, his flamethrower melts boulders. The Pokemon world is wild.
Ash's Pokedex spells it out. Vanillix causes blizzards. Magikarp leaps over mountains and into space. Dusknoir
That is
pulls
odd.
souls into the spirit world.
Oh, and Pikachu cleared a storm as wide as an island. Gotta catch 'em all. Surfetch, Butterfree, Heracross, Scraggy, Lycanroc, Palpitoad, Torkoal, Snivy.
With new regions,
Really?
so
Let's
are
see
new
the
flying
poke.
types
Remove
like
the
Pidgeot.
poke
On
rap.
land, Ash has physical offense like Melmetal and Crocodile, and Gibble will drop
He has
Draco
fucking
Meteors on
Melmetal?
anyone. but mainly Piplup.
You want physical? Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmoem, which canonically weighs over a ton. Oh, and this huge log that's basically a whole tree? He chucked it like it was nothing. Ash can choose his own hands if he wants, and he does a lot. Maybe his secret is watching the Minnesota Vikings.
Resilience is the bare minimum to HMO in the tall grass. Humans and Pokemon must protect and enrich each other's lives.
Like Mimey, the Mr. Mime back home who mind boggles you with Reflect, Light Screen, and Psychic. Yep, that Mr. Mime, the stepdad who Ash caught in a Pokeball and brought home. Oh, so that's how it works.
Ash figured out new ways to bond with his pals with Aura. It's a life force that interacts with souls and links Ash with Lucario.
This Jackal excels at CQC and shoots steel beams and aura spheres. And with Mega Evolution, Lucario's power surges enough to defeat champion Cynthia's Garchomp.
A Mega would have been handled in the Safari Zone when Ash accidentally caught 30 Tauros. And he keeps hugging them. Ash, they're bulls.
Ash genuinely loves his little guys. But boy does it suck to see him lose the Pokemon League over and over again. Kid, just turn the hat backwards and lock in.
Ash's strength is not in battle theory, but his nurtured bonds. He knows Pokemon feelings better than anyone. With Greninja, Ash learned to synchronize their senses and movements, transforming him into Ash Greninja.
It comes with a huge power increase, but there's a catch. Ash shares Greninja's pain. A small price to pay for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja ran the lines with
that's
Champion
cool,
Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. And just a normal Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's Pokemon and teamwork get along like rice balls and jelly-filled donuts. They saved the world from Lysander, who tried to kill all life. They fought the giants. The Reggie kind, not the New York ones. Who assaulted Reggie Vegas, who can
did they purposely add all these puns of football just to because of today?
Yeah, don't get me started on Alon. Ash did everything right, but no, Greninja still lost to his Charizard after only getting hit 3 times. How does Blast Burn beat Water Shuriken? Get your type charts right, 4Kids.
Boomstick, 4Kids weren't even around anymore when this aired. Regardless, after his loss at Kalos, Ash traveled to Alola and beyond to train. And thanks to some really delicious soup, his new Gengar, Gigantamax.
Okay, it's the Gengar.
Kaiju Gengar. He haunts foes with G-Max Terror, or even swallows them up.
G-Max
smells nasty in there.
Phantasm.
Ash and Pikachu also scored a buff with their Z move. All they need is a Power Ring, some JoJo poses, and Thunderbolt will evolve into
10 million volt Thunderbolt. This Rainbow Lightning is their ace. You see this coming? You're cooked. Absorb electricity.
Kakui Cod Tapu Koko?
Ultra Beast? Cooked.
Ash journeyed so much that monsters from another dimension are nothing to him. Naganadel is a poisonous sniper, and Solgaleo is basically the sun god, a legendary Pokemon whose Sunsteel Strike lights up the universe.
Ash got a god in his bag for just being a nice dude. Smell you later, Gary.
In fact, when Ash and friends band together, they can halt Dialga's Roar of Time. And Dialga literally controls the concept of time. Is there a legendary Pokemon he hasn't befriended?
But it all started with Pikachu. So
well, Zarude, as far as I know.
In the Tournament of Champions, and Alon, Ash faced the #1 trainer.
Hi, Leon.
Finally, after 3,000 years, we're free! 4Kids, let my boy win! Yes!
Sure. Ash did his best, and
Was
he
that
had no regrets. Now
James
he had to
and
hand over his torch to new bright-eyed trainers.
Ash realized that, to him, a Pokemon Master was someone who was friends with every Pokemon. So he and Pikachu threw a stick in the air and walked the way it landed, because in the world of Pokemon, the journey continues.
I do admit the JoJo pose joke was
If
good.
you want to travel the world like Ash or look as rad as Yugi, then we've got the threads for you.
I'm just gonna skip this part here. Let's.
A theorist have tried to solve the mystery of ancient Egypt.
Mop.
What was the secret to such a glorious civilization?
Time travel? The divine hand? Aliens? Nah, they were gamers.
Egyptians played games with.
Fun fact: the reason in it most of the original Yu-Gi-Oh actually takes inspiration from ancient Egypt is specifically because of the fact that some of the oldest games were found there, And yes, I know most people know that. To, but still, it's an important thing to remember. Most games do, well, a lot of games do have their origins back in ancient Egypt. Heck, if you want to get real technical, depending on who you ask, it either was the Greeks or the Egyptians that created the first boxing.
Sorcery. These magical ceremonies punish dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No, Wiz. They
They
were
were
banished to
dragged
the
to
Shadow
hell.
Realm. Wink.
Hell
Sadly, the way of the Shadow
in the
Games
original
was
stuff, they're
lost
dragged
across
to
time
hell.
and the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle.
Oh,
It's
good
said the
movie.
one who solves the puzzle would pass
That's a
judgment
good movie.
on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi Moto reassembled it and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn that jam up! Yugi was a shy kid that helped
Love
run his
that.
grandpop's game shop.
But little did he
No,
know that
I do love that reference. But no joke, in the anime, well, specific, well, actually, in the manga, Bobo, oh, I might add another bow or something in there, or he actually appears out of Bobo's afro and summons Slifer Skydray, or Saint Dragon of Osiris, if you want to go by the manga and the original Japanese, because Saint Dragon, because it was later changed to Slifer Skydragon, because Roger Slifer. And it's not the first time. It's also Great Man with the Goldfine, as well as Rose Spectre of Dun, and also named after her executive producers. Or that 4 kids. This is not a joke. Okay, Home Diamond City, yeah. Champion, yeah. Title, Dual King of Games. Actually, that's technically what the term Yu-Gi-Oh means. Like dual monsters, yep, toys, hamburgers, leather, games, puzzles, summon, yummy. You forgot belts. But actually, yeah, this is a point from some of the manga actually. Toy, what is that? Yeah, toys and games, puzzles. Those were all different things he'd utilized differently in the a manga to punish wicked souls. Hamburgers, that gives us to the fire, and leather. Well, you guys have seen in Yugi's
completing the
fit.
puzzle would link his spirit to
5
an
foot?
ancient pharaoh.
Damn, he's much shorter than I thought.
Always willing to lend Yugi a hand, and always on demon time while doing so. He's anime jigsaw. Yami wants to play a shadow game.
Whether it's griddle air hockey, Mario Party with chloroform, or the game that would take his world and ours by storm, Duel Monsters.
It's a
Called
summoner's war.
called
Time to send
Monsters
to the
and
graveyard.
Wizards
Take your
in
foe
the
down to
manga,
zero life points.
if my
When
memory
Yugi's
serves.
grandpa was kidnapped by the deranged CEO Seto Kaiba, Yugi knew it was time to knock him down
Yeah.
the only way he
In
knows
the,
how.
in the Toei
Playing a
anime.
children's card game.
Woo!
For his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose
Mind
or cheat
crush.
against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways.
Dark Yugi, Spirit of the Ancient Pharaoh, resides in puzzle abilities, barriers, clairvoyance, illusions, penalty games, probability manipulation, monster summoning, ink shadow games, stealing, telepathy. Yeah, that is all correct. It's important to note for probability manipulation, and that actually, every time he's done Destiny Draw, that is what causes it. He's not cheating, he's just using his abilities. But still, no, when he's in a terrible state, like let's say he has five, there's 5 cards in his deck that allow him to win, and he needs one of those 5, any one of those 5. He will draw any one. He can draw any one of those 5. However, if there's one that's like a for sure win, the chances of him drawing it are still going to be like about 20%. But the more desperate the situation, the a greater the chance. Until for certain. I mean, Destiny Draw is not a fire win, of course. We saw Yugi defeat Yami, but but you could argue Yugi is able to Destiny Draw himself.
Illusions of being set on fire, swapping your soul, or the infamous Mind Crush.
The Millennium Puzzle does far
Uh,
more than force hallucinations.
Hey,
It brings
hey.
monsters to reality.
Yeah, that used to be a level
closes
5.
barriers, manipulates probability,
research.
and seals away spirits.
You can't buy this. It and 6 other
What do you mean I
Millennium
bought it?
items are juiced up by ghosts.
Despite Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't aware of this darker half. Yami had amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But after a run-in with enemy Millennium Ring user Dark Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi
Yeah, they played the dungeon. There's about 7 volumes of a manga. One of the final battles in the manga was against Yami Bakura, and it was well, a TTRPG. It was not Dungeons and Dragons because it uses the D percentile system. So lower numbers are the better ones. Strange, especially for D&D players.
and Yami learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey,
I love
Yugi and
Joey.
Yami were ready.
You
for
never
anything.
underestimate
Because
Joey.
Yugi had
He
a
has the
great
chin
early
of
deck.
destiny.
Monsters for offense, spells for effects, and traps for setups. Oh, and Exodi. Oh,
Funnily
there they
enough,
go.
Okay, if Yugi's deck is so good,
of
why
that-
isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Oh, 2000. Funnily enough, that is 2000 card deck is actually the reason why we have the 60 card maximum. There's a duelist that it's 'cause there's a duelist that wanted. I went to a tournament once before we had the limit, and then boom, it took so long to shuffle and cut. By the time he was done, everyone else was getting done with their matches. 2,000 cards. Normal monsters, great cards. Luis, the Beaver Warrior! Gotta love it. We need a retrain for Luis. Curse of Dragon, Dark Magician, Feral Imp, Gaia the Fierce Knight. Fun fact, Feral Imp's name is Gremlin in the original Japanese. Gazelle, a giant soldier, or what we call on the business a big booty monster. Horn Imp, which was just called Imp in the original Japanese. Jack's Knight, and in King's... You got that wrong. King's Knight, this shouldn't, used to be Queen's Knight. Oh wait, no, it says here. Wait, but this is not a normal monster. This is an effect monster. If you have Queen's Knight alongside your King's Knight, you're allowed to special summon your Jack's Knight. Heck, it's a good way to get the God cards on the field fast. That's Mammoth's Graveyard, Heart Summon Skull, Winged Dragon Guarding the Fortress. Card I'm surprised I have not seen a retrain. We do have a number or 2, which we just call Wyvern in Japanese. Komori Dragon, which just means Bat Dragon. Archfiend Guilford, good card. Solid defense. Wait, if you wanted it in... Wait a minute, I just... That's odd. But BLS, great monster. Keppel Turtle. My boy... This is why... Oh yeah. Marshmallow, Mystical Elf, Magician. This is the going... I can tell you, this is probably going to be the MVP. After all, who cares if you can... in match light speed when Karibos can infinitely duplicate with the effect of multiply and then blow up on contact. No joke. Karibos would explode at the slightest touch. That is a legit quote. It's actually how.
Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing.
I mean, it
use
is
of
called a
so-called
toolbox
terrible
deck.
Cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz. But
Okay, Dark Magician Girl. Okay, it's not talking about that. Good card. He won't be that. Gandor, not bad. Great card. Not bad, not bad. I mean, this could be worse. Oh, they're giving him time. I mean, he gave that one away, so I would not really give it to him. The Tricky, not bad. Not the greatest is modern day. Honestly, still not bad. Not bad. Not the worst. Good card, good card, good card, good card in the anime. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, he's probably going to be able to pull some Duelist Kingdom
What to do about the 3
shenanigans.
blue eyes Kaiba's got aiming at his dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have it multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know Yugi had that dog in him. But I'm about brute force. Buster Blader
Blader,
and
good-
Celtic Guardian are sick
Eh.
nasty swordsmen. Summon Skull shoots bolts
Good
of
card.
lightning. And the giant soldier of stone can destroy moons.
Time Wizard's better. It's a living clock that
He
fast
gave
forwards and
time.
rewinds
I
a
mean,
local
okay,
area of time,
but he used
turning
it as
monsters
the
to infinite.
as in the novel. What? Huh. I've not read that book. I'm going to find that one.
Or wizards into wise sages.
Speaking of wizardry,
So I
you
guess you
can't
can
have
give
a
it to
Yugi deck without his right hand, Dark Magician, and his apprentice, Dark Magician Girl.
Both are masters of
Woohoo!
dark magic, and Yugi often pairs them with the damage redirecting magic cylinder. Now that's thinking with portals.
There's support monsters too. Catapult Turtle is a bot with a cannon that literally launches other monsters. And when Yugi comboed it with Gaia and Swords of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought
For
down
3
an
turns,
entire
mind you, but-
fortress. Wait, that's not how the card game works. Is he cheating?
Well, we're prioritizing the manga and anime over anything else, which can differ from the real world card game.
Yugi also has tons of spell cards.
Okay.
Monster
Aria from Beyond. Okay. Berserker Soul. Please get Berserker Soul onto the... Please use Berserker Soul. That'd be hilarious. But wow, I've recognized a lot of these actually. Bounce Spell, good. 1, Brain Control, Burning Land, Card Destruction, Change of Heart, Curse Breaker, Dark Hold, Dark Magic Twin Burst, to Dark Diffusion, Dispel, Diffusion Wave Motion, not to be confused with this one just allows the monster to attack many times. Dimension Magic, Excalibur, good. A bunch of decent enough cards for the time. I limit some of these. I of course have not seen because I've not read the full manga, and also that's an automatic giant. And I'm going to find that. I mean, that could be in the manga, it just didn't get adapted into the, which is definitely fair. Oh wait, unless was that in the one the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga?
Reborn resurrects a fallen friend. Turn Jump is a time skip, and Pot of Greed lets Yugi draw 2 more cards.
I'm sorry, what does it
Pot
do?
Of Greed, which lets him draw 2 more cards.
Well, what does it
If
do?
things get dicey, he has more trap cards.
Ambush Shield, good, not bad. Chain Destruction, not bad. Dark Renewal, great effect. Please use it on Karibo. I doubt it, but if he uses on Karibo to get it back, that'd be hilarious. Mention Guardian, Mirage, Reflector, Sphinx, not bad cards. Dust Tornado. Where's finally yes?
Level the field, like Dimension Sphinx, which reflects damage directly back at the opponent's life points.
And if his monsters and life points get wiped, he can just press Control-Z with Mirage Ruler to get them all back.
Pair these cards with Yugi and Yami's teamwork, and nothing could stand in their way. Not even the game's own creator, Pegasus.
Maximilian.
Pegasus can read minds.
Fun fact, by the way, Maximilian J. Pegasus is only his name in the Japanese. It's Pegasus J. Crawford in the original sub.
So, in their duel, Yugi and Yami kept swapping souls Freaky Friday style, trusting each other to pick up on the strategies they left behind. And the Mind Reader was stumped. Yeah, they cheated.
No, Pegasus was reading their minds. Regardless, Yugi and Yami are an excellent dueling pair. Yami trusts Yugi to improve on his plans, while Yugi expects Yami to be his bolder half.
They're not just smart. These card-slinging geeks are somehow expected to be fit enough to dodge lasers, resist getting their souls ripped out, and survive attacks from duel monsters. Even the most common duel monster can cause tsunamis, rain down meteors, and wreck cities.
And all of this power
good
culminated in Battle City, hosted by Kaiba Corp.
Because Kaiba really wanted that salty run back against his
Yeah,
rival.
that's
Salt
true.
only surpassed by Yami's biggest hater, Merrick, who was the 3 Egyptian god.
I wouldn't call Merrick his biggest hater. I mean, don't get me wrong, Merrick does hate Yugi with the utmost degree, but to Kaiba, it's essentially been hating Yugi ever since. And Yugi have been in animes for so long that, and even into the previous lives, as the Pharaoh, Atem, and the priest Seto.
Cards to take him out.
Yes,
These
they're
cards
cousins.
were Slifer, the Electric Dragon, Ra, the God Phoenix, and Obelisk, who strikes with the power of infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether, but Yugi was starting to stand on his own 2 feet.
So Yami and Yugi kept dueling on in a battle city that never wants to end, or stop bullying Joey. But to claim
I
the
love
Egyptian gods,
Joey.
Yugi and Yami had to face them in duels, pulling off some ridiculously high IQ plays.
When battling Slifer, they used a handful of weak cards to create an infinite combo of attacks that went past the god's limits.
And later, Yugi combined Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl's magic into Black Burning magic, promptly defeating Ra.
This ain't new for the magicians. In the movie Bonds Beyond Time,
Great
they did
movie.
something similar against Paradox. It's kind of crazy that together the magicians
And
can
note,
defeat the test.
Paradox is not related to the Paradox brothers. However, that movie is indeed canon. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other movies would be great to be canon, but only one is more pulls from the anime canon, well, not anime manga canon, that being Dark Side Dimensions, while the Anubis Pyramid of Light is not canon in the slightest for the most part because it's never mentioned and or referenced. In the third season of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, which fun fact, which never aired in America because as they lost they didn't have the rights for it. It's just like how they didn't and were unable to air or the fourth season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Though to be fair, there was a lot of death and stuff like that in those seasons, so it makes sense. And they actually reference Paradox in 5Ds, which makes sense because that was the most recent season at the time.
Our gods, which are way stronger than mid-tier monsters that are 5 to 9 stars.
Mid-tier cards aren't pushovers. Darkhole Dragon is a sentient black hole, planet alignment moves solar systems, and Jaden's Glow Neos destroyed a relativity field that spawned an entire universe.
But at the top would be the great evil god Zork, who showed up to plunge existence into the realm of darkness. It was time for Yugi to finish the puzzle of who Yami really
Fun fact,
is.
they actually made
They
actually made a retrain of Exodia for a what if scenario. What if Exodia was able to defeat Zork, which is why its effect is that if it destroys level a dark fiend monster, you win the duel.
Everyone has soul energy, Ba, which manifests as Ka, or a spirit. When used in tandem with the bonds of his cards, Yugi can will dual monsters into reality, even drawing anyone he wishes by believing in the heart of the cards.
I knew it! He's been cheating all this time!
Ha!
He doesn't just make up rules, he's stacking his deck!
Not at all. For Yugi, drawing the card he needs isn't just luck, it's an actual skill that he developed. It's even expanded in following series like GX and 5Ds.
Okay, well, I'd be the king of
And
games
later
too if I
evolved in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal by being surpassed, in a way. I would with the Shining drop, which is essentially a Destiny drop, but the duelist is really strong in spirit. They can manifest the exact card that they need to pull them and manifest a new card. It's not stacking the deck. It's not. It is rewriting in the universe itself.
just decide I have a royal flush every round.
Whatever. Yami rediscovered his Egyptian past, his multiple lifelong bonds,
I'm
and
Anna.
his real name, Atem. Claiming his place as the ruler of the afterlife, Atem fused the Egyptian god cards to summon Harakti, the creator of
Harkathile.
light.
He's the ultimate duel monster
Is
who
how
banished Zork and all of his scary darkness for good. The epitome of, screw you, I win.
No kidding, for Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse with that same light. Judgment had passed. Across many duels, evil was vanquished.
That one.
There was only one more thing left to do.
A post-game boss duel between Yugi and Atem.
Their farewell was both climactic and bittersweet. Yugi had
It was
grown as a
beautiful.
duelist and a person.
so sad.
His victory proved that he no longer needed Atem's help to be his bolder half.
Even when Atem was an entire...
Funnily, I know I don't mean to pause. I do need to check to see if anyone's commented. I forgot. But I don't mean to pause it, but I must say, or Yugi, or it, oh, Yugi Moto has what we in the business of Yu-Gi-Oh call a toolbox deck. Very much like they're called toolbox decks because they're meant to be able to prepare for a lot of different things. Kaiba has a power deck, which are more about brute force and power, as the name says. Then there's also stuff like of course there's also meta decks and rogue decks, but those are more just tiers. Tiers of how powerful a deck can be. Yeah, as well as decks that are focusing on swarming, which honestly, I don't remember if there was a character in the first. I mean, maybe. Huh. I mean, I don't know. But yeah. It was pretty much. It all depends on your playstyle.
entire dimension away or busy slapping the end of existence, he and Yugi would...
I do apologize for pausing once again, but I must iterate. There is a theory going around that the reason why they could, why Kaiba could draw, well, uh, like obelisk against Diva or Aigami is because they were in a dimension duel. Same with the with the Tem returning.
Always be bros. Okay, it should have been me, not him. I'm sorry I called you a cheater. I was jealous. You're so cool.
Yugi
He is
grew
cool.
into a career in game design and passed the torch to future duelists. He would be remembered as the greatest duelist there ever was.
Except to Kaiba, who tried to ascend to the afterlife to rematch a Tem. Goes to show you that money can't buy you happiness, but it sure can buy you a sweet rocket ship.
There
That
will
later gets
always
turned into
be
a
another
Yu-Gi-Oh
story,
monster.
another
I'm
duel,
not
another
joking.
game, and you won't
Look up
find
Blue
yourself
Eyes
a
Jet
better
Dragon.
opponent than the king of games.
The Battle of the Millennium is about to start, but we wouldn't be able to make it happen without some help from our friends at Raycon.
And
That's
to
right.
skip this part, now time for the big question: are they willing enough to say that Yugi wins, and or are they going to cave to the fact to how power big Pokemon is? This is what would be, because they have, frankly, if you ask me, they've really been missing the ball.
A blank.
As I said, let's see.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this as a real-time fight, much like typical battles in the Pokemon anime and duels later on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible, we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to death battle!
I can respect after making it fair, but still. Let us see.
You okay, Pikachu? This Furon-4 is tricky. Hang in there!
You have Spirit, but I have Lightning Blade and Excalibur to boost my attack, and I set one card face down to end my turn.
Whoa. Okay, guys, it's our turn now.
This is
Pikachu,
strange.
Throw him up with quick attack. Everyone else, back him up. Great job. Now, Thunderbolt.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You forgot about my face down card. Rise! Dimension Space!
I mean, that was one used by Yugi Imoto. But I do like.
Oh, I get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
Ha!
Charizard, I choose you!
Oh, great, Charizard. The Karibo brothers! Honestly, boundless Giga Rage would be enough at. Oh. Come on, Yugi. Great.
Aha!
Yeah, boy. Come on. We all know that the correct answer. Okay, that's funny. I will admit that's kind of funny. Hiding a shadow. Oh, that's fun. I'll get to do that.
Don't worry, it's my turn now.
You got this, Yugi. You've done. I know. I know.
Just need to believe in the heart of the cards.
Who's that Pokemon?
Haruxi, goddess of light! This is it! Magicians, flash burning magic! Haruxi, Joser!
Come on. Ha ha. Come on. We know the true victor.
Pikachu, let's finish this. Together!
Hey. But
10 million volt Thunderbolt!
You activated my trap card!
Ha.
Magic Cylinder!
Yes.
With it, I'll send your Thunderbolt back to attack your life points directly!
Come on. Come on. Huh, not the first time.
That was an awesome duel, Ash.
Yes! Fuck yeah. Yes! The correct answer.
My childhood. Whiz, quick! I need your tears. We can save him.
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by experience, strategy, and monsters. Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best of the best, and traveled all over the world.
But Ash traveled more, was in more tourneys, and saved the world way more often. And despite what people say, he wins a lot.
Even Atem's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he wasn't in charge for very long. Plus, Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience. But when it comes to strategy, he's a wild card.
He's skilled at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the same goes for Yugi. Gotta remember, Yugi and Atem's teamwork is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called weak cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability,
Eh.
so a Dark Horse-style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power. I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy. Ash's trust in
Okay,
his Pokemon
I need to make a comment
knows-
quickly. If I may not be the greatest at Pokemon knowledge, but from my knowledge of all, it's Ash Greninja in a way counts sort of like a Mega Evolution. So I don't know if he'd be able to still, if Battlebond Greninja could still Mega do his evolution after the likes of, well, Omega Lucario. Don't get me wrong, it's great to see still and all that, yada yada yada. But this is still, I mean, this is an anime, so and I like know zero about the Pokemon anime. I know a little about the Pokemon on games for the most part. I mean, I know some stuff, but still. Well, I can tell you for certain from what I know about the anime.
There's no limits.
Silly as it may
but still.
sound, Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The heart of the cards is real, and Yugi is determined to support his monsters.
Gengar's will claim that he caused misfortune, but this is also but this is false. The Gengar's only method of cursing viability. Attempt can
with spells,
yeah,
traps, and
but
buffs.
he also
Look at his
was-
duels with Merrick and Paradox, where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Ka, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality, not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And specialties like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses
Also, it's important to note. This wouldn't technically be the first. I know I paused it a lot, but technically wouldn't be the first time that Yugi has dealt with giant monsters before. And I don't just mean the gods and all that. I mean monsters becoming giant. If you look at the original version of Megamorph, or for which in reality doubles well, in the manga, it's it powers them up and quote unquote makes them giant. I mean, it's not the same, but still, just figured I'd throw that up.
On offense far more than support, Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic
Also,
Cylinder.
oh,
But I
10
know
million
some of you
volt
are
old
asking,
tackle
what if
should
Ash
not
grew
have
hands?
worked.
The kid's strong enough to chug trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly.
Yes, they
and the
referenced-
Lion Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo all over again.
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
So it all
Oh,
comes
hello.
down to the
I also-
monsters. Yugi had a slightly larger pool of monsters, but Ashes can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming beasts, and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with larger black holes, and even
Well,
the
we never
mid-tiers scale to glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And Herakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just
I
one.
will say this though. Oh god, what was I about to say? Suit. I need to. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. It is important to know though that most would say that scaling in his monsters to the Neos element to heroes and Neospacians would be kind of, but given the fact that we have seen them duel one another, or in the fourth season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which never aired in America because it was never dubbed, we do actually see them duel. So, scaling them isn't that wrong. Isn't that up against one another? I just wanted to mention that because it's important.
Monsters on the
to
field.
understand.
Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, reliant only on his remaining Pokemon.
If Mr. Mime faints, no more psychic barriers. If he lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution. And so on. The longer the battle went, the less Pokemon Ash had. And he did not have a reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn that could instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can, bend fate to draw whatever card he wants. And we didn't even cover them all. Really, Yugi's deck has no pathetic cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is Yugi Moto.
Ha! Was worried they'd piss me off.
Death Battle will be back
It's
in
good to know that
2026.
it's good that they didn't. Or at least good for me because I kind of like some other Earths, but ha! I did get a little worried for Yugi, but I'm glad that they made the right choice, and Yugi won. Come on, they even show all the evidence that Yugi he had everything in the bag. There's no reason that anyone should be able to think that Ash would have won. Oh, but it's an Arceus. He never caught Arceus, from my knowledge. He doesn't have Jirachi, Deoxys, Latias, Elios, Latias, anything, thing really. But yes, finally. And but still, Moment was worried I'd get pissed off because, frankly, knew the true answer would have been Yugi winning, and was worried that they'd somehow find a way to justify him losing. But thankfully they didn't. Well, This is a Bake Neko Weeb, signing on out.